my dear students, welcome back to your favorite channel NEET World. This is Vasavi Ma'am, your biology educator. Yes, so students, in the last class we have started about the human digestive system from the chapter nutrition in animals of your class 7 CBSE science. Right my dear students? Yes. So in the human digestive system we have understood completely about the mouth and buccal cavity, and we have also learned in the previous class about the teeth. Okay, we have understood about the 4 different types of teeth, and we have given 4 different names to all the teeth based on its structure and function. Right my dear students, so this is what we have discussed in the previous class. Yes, so just I am revising you about the last session. Yes, so in the 4 different types of teeth we have incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Right my dear students? Yes. So the adult human beings dental formula is 2123 by 2123. Okay. So we have given the formula based on, yes, see here, this is the upper jaw and it is the lower jaw. Right students? So in the upper jaw from one side, okay, so in the upper jaw of your mouth, okay, so the one side of the teeth, okay, so in the one side we can find 2 incisors. Yes, let me make a note here students. Yes, so already I have explained you in detail, even though once we are going to, yes, revise it. Yes, so the adult human beings dental formula is 2123 by 2123. Right my dear students? Yes, when we are going to multiply it with the 2, then we are going to get the total count, that is 32 number of teeth in adult human beings. Okay, so how we have taken this particular formula my dear students? Yes, so the upper jaw, okay, so in the upper jaw of either right side or else the left side, okay, so in the upper jaw one side of all the teeth sets are going to contain 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars and 3 molars, right? Yes, so 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, okay, 8, okay, 8 into 2, 16. So same for the lower jaw also, okay. So it is in this format, so it is very easy to understand my dear students. Okay, don't forget and don't be confused. Okay, if you are feeling confused, once again watch the session in our YouTube channel NEET World. Yes, so clear with these particular structure and functions of the teeth? Yes. So today in this particular session I am going to explain you about the tongue. Okay, so students, one thing you all need to observe, that we are going in the order. Okay, so we are explaining and we are dealing with the order of the compartments in the alimentary canal. Okay, so from the, we have started the alimentary canal, we have done with mouth and buccal cavity, next structure of the teeth. Okay, and next one, now we are going to discuss about this tongue. Okay, yes, so let's look into these particular slides students. Yes, so tongue, what is the tongue my dear students? So tongue is, yes, so the tongue is attached to the hard palate. Okay, so the tongue is attached to the hard palate. So what is hard palate here? See here. Yes, so this is the soft palate. Okay, so this is the soft palate, and below the soft palate, okay, behind the soft palate of the this one, okay, we are going to contain the hard palate, and from the hard palate the movable muscular flexible structure is going to be arised, that is called as tongue. Yes, so this is the structure of the tongue. It is very movable and it is muscular flexible structure which will arise from the hard palate. Okay, yes, so now we are going to look into it. Yes, so generally the surface of the tongue is not very smooth my dear students. Okay, you can observe also. Okay, yes, right now the session will be continued. Once take the mirror and observe how your tongue is going to look. Okay, so it is not completely smooth, but it is somewhat rough in structure with some small tiny bulged surfaces. Okay, yes, see here the surface of the tongue is not smooth, it is quite rough. Okay, why the structure of the tongue is very rough? Because we are going to find, okay, we are going to find the taste buds. Okay, tiny number of taste buds are going to be present on the surface of the tongue. Okay, the taste buds are going to give the appearance, the rough structure to the tongue. Okay, so generally it is rough in structure due to the presence of the many number of taste buds. Okay, yes, so now, so the tongue can detect many different types of taste. Okay, not many different types, only 4 different types of taste can be tasted by the tongue. Okay, so it can sense and it can only taste only 4 different types of taste, that is, yes, sweet, salty, sour and bitter. Okay. So, if you are going to eat the sweets, okay, then our tongue, okay, the taste buds present on the tongue are going to detect only the sweet. Okay. If you are going to eat the bitter gourd, then the taste buds present in the tongue, it is going to detect only the bitter taste. Okay. So, it depends on the type of food we are going to eat, my dear students. Okay. Yes. So, the main function of the tongue is to detect the taste of the food. Okay. It detects the taste of the food due to the presence of only the taste buds. Clear? Yes. But see here, some regions of the tongue have the slightly higher sensitivity to some taste. Okay. Yes. So, to make clear of this particular point, look into this. Yes. So, here many different types of rough structures which are somewhat tiny bulged structures are going to be present on the tongue. Okay. So, they are going to detect the taste. Okay. Okay, my dear students. So, only the taste buds will detect the taste of the food. But what happens in the sense, during sometimes, okay, sometimes only few taste buds are going to detect very fast. Okay. So, some of the taste buds are going to detect the taste of the food very fast. Why they are going to detect the food very fast, my dear students? Because see here, this is because some parts of the tongue may be able to detect the taste before the others do. Okay. So, completely, okay, our tongue is going to contain rough structures called as taste buds. Okay, it is present entirely, but only some taste buds are going to recognize very fast, because when compared to the others, only few taste buds will recognize faster than these particular taste buds. Okay. Yes. See here, suppose we have suppose I have eaten a bitter gourd. Okay. Suppose if I have eaten and if I have consumed the bitter gourd, then only these particular type of taste buds are going to detect fast the bitter taste. Okay. So, these are the group of taste buds here which will detect the bitter taste of the bitter gourd very fastly. Why they are detecting very fastly, my dear students? Because these are highly sensitive when compared to the other taste buds. Got the point? Yes. So, when compared to the other taste buds, these are very active and these are very sensitive. So, immediately they are going to sense more when compared to the other types of the taste buds. Yes. So, clear with this, only 3 important points are there. Okay. When you are going to study about the tongue, it is very hard in structure. Okay. Not the tongue is hard in structure. Okay. The tongue is flexible and movable muscular structure which is going to attach to the hard palate. Okay. But the surface of the tongue is very rough in structure, okay, due to the presence of the taste buds which will detect only 4 different types of taste, that is sweet, salty, sour and bitter. Okay. Yes. But in some times, okay, in some situations only some taste buds are very sensitive and very highly sensitive only to the particular types of the food. Okay, because they are very active and they are going to sense very fast when compared to the other types of the taste buds. Yes. So, this is just about the tongue structure and its functions of the taste buds. So, now look into the functions, my dear students. Okay. Yes. So, these are the functions of the taste buds. So, all the 7 CBSE science students, I just want to request you that this chapter is very lengthy, my dear students. Okay. So, it is not as much as a very little chapter. So, it is a lengthy chapter, but it is easy to understand, my dear students. Okay. Continuously everyone follow these sessions. Okay. Then it becomes easy to all of you. Yes. So, the tongue performs the following functions. Okay. So, first major function that all you know is it is going to detect the taste of the food. Okay. So, this function all of you know. Yes. So, now see here. Yes, it moves the food in our mouth between the teeth for chewing. Okay, what does it mean, my dear students? So, when we are going to chew the food, okay, some of the food particles are going to be, some of the food particles are going to be accommodate at the sides of the jaws. Okay, so at that particular time, what we are going to do? We are going to move the food. Okay, like this. Okay, so we are going to move the food by showing the movement of the tongue. Okay, so the tongue is going to show the movement while chewing. Okay, it is going to collect and it is going to move the food which is stuck in between the jaws and teeth. Okay, so it is helpful in the movement of the food in our mouth between the teeth. Okay, when any food particles are going to be stuck in between the teeth, then we can move that food particle in between the teeth by showing the movement of the tongue. Okay, so this is one of the easiest function to remember. Yes, whatever all the things I am explaining, you can perform, you can see. Okay, you can yes, by looking into the mirror you can see all these functions, actually how the tongue is going to work. Okay, and you can also count the number of teeth. Okay, yes my dear students, yes, it mixes saliva with food while chewing. Okay, so this is also one of the most important function of the tongue. Next, it helps us to swallow the food. Yes, after complete mastication and chewing, we are going to swallow the food, right my dear students? Yes, so tongue is going to help in swallowing the food, it is going to mix food with the saliva, and it is going to show the movement to push the food which is going to stuck in between the teeth. And next one, the major function is it is going to detect the taste due to the presence of the taste buds. Okay, right my dear students? So these are only the short functions and very easy functions of the tongue, and it is easy to remember also my dear students. Yes, clear with all these particular functions? Yes. So now we are going to look into the esophagus. Okay, so this is completely whatever I am explaining you, it is in the order. Okay, so these all we are studying, these all are the compartments present in the alimentary canal. Okay, yes, so now we will understand about the esophagus. Okay, so each and everything is easy, so students don't simply by heart all the NCERT lines and don't read it. Okay, so just try to understand how I am going to show you. Okay, just understand the concept. Yes, so now we are going to look into the esophagus. Okay, what is esophagus actually? Yes, yes, so the esophagus is also called as the food pipe. Okay, so first we have started the digestion process from the site of action, ingestion. Okay, so in the ingestion process what we are going to do my dear students, we are going to take the food. Later we are going in the buccal cavity, due to the presence of the upper and lower jaw and due to the presence of the teeth, we are going to chew the food and we are going to masticate the food. Next, with the help of the tongue, we are going to swallow the food. So from here the process is going to start. Okay, so from here the esophagus is going to be started, and the esophagus, the main function of the esophagus is to transfer the food from the mouth to the stomach. Okay, so how it is going to transfer from the mouth to the stomach? Directly it cannot go completely my dear students. Okay, so during this process also, during the transfer of the food from the mouth to the stomach also, here many events are going to take place. Okay, so how it is going to take place actually, see here. Okay, yes, so the esophagus is also called as the food pipe. So once look into this my dear students. So we have, yes, so here we have understood about the mouth, buccal cavity, tongue, everything. Okay, so from here, okay, so from here the food, yes, so from here the food is going to be swallowed. Okay, the food is going to be transferred to the stomach. So how it is going to transfer? Is there any mechanism behind this? Yes, let's understand. Yes, so from the mouth, next the food is going to enter into the pharynx. Okay, so the pharynx is a common passage for food and air. So the type of the pharynx that we are studying here is, yes, it is of oropharynx my dear students. Okay, you are going to contain nasopharynx and oropharynx. Okay, so the nasopharynx is helpful in passage of air. Okay, so the oropharynx is going to be useful in the passage of food. Okay, from the mouth to the stomach. Okay, yes, slowly understand. Pharynx is the common passage for food and air, but now as it is a digestive process only, it is called as the oropharynx. Okay, yes, clear? Yes, so now see here. So the masticated food, it is going to form into the round ball like structure that is called as the bolus. Okay, so bolus when swallowed reaches the food pipe. Okay, so after mastication the food here, it is going to form into the round ball like structure that is called as the bolus. So where the bolus is going to reach my dear students? From here, is there any other part? Can it move to the hands or legs? No. Okay, completely alimentary canal is going to contain the series of order of compartments. So it is going to travel in the same order. Okay, so directly it cannot reach to the liver, directly it cannot reach to the hands like somewhere other else, but from here it is going to reach to the food pipe or esophagus. Okay, so see here in the esophagus how it is going to be transferred. Yes, there is a simple mechanism. So first understand the structure of the esophagus. Okay, how esophagus is going to be present. Yes, the human esophagus is, yes, the human esophagus is 25 centimeters long muscular tube. Okay, it is not hard pipe like structure. Okay, so it is not that much hard. It is a smooth muscular structure which is going to which is going to measure 25 centimeters in long. Okay, in length. Yes, it runs along the neck and the chest. Yes. So from here, okay, from the neck region means from this particular part it is going to be arised until the chest it is going to continue. Okay, so up to here the esophagus is going to be continued and it is a long muscular structure. It is very soft in nature and it is going to measure the length of 25 centimeters. Yes, the muscles of the esophagus. Okay, yes. So for this, observe this particular slide, my dear students. Yes. So here the esophagus is going to contain the muscles. Okay. So now what is the role of the muscles in transporting the food from here to the stomach? See here. Yes. So yes. So yes. Esophageal sphincter. Okay. Esophageal sphincter muscles are the muscles which are going to be present and which are going to be lined to the esophagus. Okay. So clear, my dear students, just understand slowly. The esophagus is a long tube we are saying. Okay, it is muscular and smooth which is 25 centimeters in length. Okay, so now from these esophagus the mechanism is going to take place where the contractions and relaxations are going to be happen. Okay, continuous contractions, relaxations, contractions and relaxations. Okay, so during the contractions and relaxations, okay, so there is a muscles. Okay, so behind these there are some important muscles which are going to help in the contractions and relaxations to the esophagus. So now what are those muscles? Esophageal sphincter muscles. Okay, yes. So the bolus, yes. So see, can you see this green colored, yes, green colored ball like structure, my dear students? So that is the bolus. So now we have to transfer. Okay, now we have to transport the bolus from the esophagus to the stomach. Okay, so the sphincter muscles of the esophagus, okay, the esophageal sphincter muscles will contract and they will relax. Okay, so contraction, okay, and after contraction when the esophageal sphincter muscles will relax, then the bolus get transported to the next step. Okay, so next again contractions, again next relaxations. Whenever the relaxations are going to take place, then the bolus is going to be transported. Okay, so finally where it is going to reach? Yes, so finally it is going to reach to the stomach. Can you see? Yes, yes, my dear students. See, this is a peristalsis mechanism. Yes, I will just enlarge it, by that it becomes clear to you. Yes, students. Okay, so understand. Yes. So this is a movement of the peristalsis. First see here, here it got relaxed. Okay. So here the muscles are relaxed. Okay. So it has been expanded. Okay. So when the muscles got relaxed, the food present in the peristalsis is started to move through the esophagus. Okay. Yes. After the relaxation, again here next step it is going to contract. Okay, relaxation, contraction. Okay, relaxation, contraction, relaxation and contraction. Okay, next at final step. Okay, so here it has been relaxed, next again contracted. Okay, next again when it got relaxed, then the food is going to be transported. Okay, then the food is going to move. So finally the food is going to enter to the stomach. Okay, yes. So finally here the food is going to enter to the stomach, my dear students. Yes, clear? Yes, now look into the theoretical part. Yes, the muscles of the esophagus, what is their role? Okay, what they are going to perform actually? Yes, continuously, okay, gently they push the food down to the stomach. Okay, so directly when we are going to eat like this, will it travels down or up to the brain, my dear students? No. Okay, so directly the continuous process. Okay, it starts from the mouth and it ends at the anus and it works in the proper order. okay, gently pushes the food down to the stomach in a wave like action, contractions and relaxations called as peristalsis. Okay. So, the contractions and relaxations of the esophagus is only called as the peristaltic movements. Okay. So, it is like a wave like motion. Okay. Next one, peristaltic movements is reversed. Okay. Yes. So, actually the correct order, okay, the correct process is it is going to travel from the esophagus to the stomach. But in some cases, okay, what happens my dear students? The process is going to be reversed. Okay. When the esophagus, when the peristaltic process is going to take in a reverse place, then what it is going to happen? Yes, vomiting. Okay. So, yes, peristaltic movements is when the peristaltic movements are going to be reversed, during that particular time we are going to vomit the food, right my dear students? Yes, when due to some factors such as taking stale food, okay, food instead of moving downwards, it is going to be pushed outwards. Okay. So, that is only called as vomiting. Okay. So, just now we have, yes, suppose if I have eaten this stomach full of the food, okay, and that is my favorite food, whatever I like, I have consumed it stomach full. Okay. So, immediately after that, when we are when there is any foul smell in our surroundings, then what happens my dear students? Then we are going to feel vomiting like sensation, right? Yes. So, during that particular time we are going to vomit the food. Okay. So, this is all process is only called as the digestion. Okay. So, clear with the, yes. So, clear with the structure of the tongue and the esophagus, its peristaltic movements, and yes. So, just answer me in the comment section which muscles are going to be helpful in the peristaltic movement. Okay, quickly. Yes, because esophageal sphincter muscles, yes, already it has been written here. Yes, esophageal sphincter muscles are only the muscles which will help in continuous contractions and relaxations to transfer the ball like structure, okay, solid semi solid ball like structure, that is called as the bolus. Okay. So, due to these contractions and relaxations, it is going to move and it is going to show the wave like motions to transfer the food from here to the stomach. Yes. So, in the next upcoming session, we are going to learn about the stomach, its structure and the functions. Yes. So, like, share and subscribe to NEET World. Thank you.